Welcome back to Out of the Rough. I'm joined by Robert Mansour. Did I get that right? Mansour.
Yes, Mansour, yes. That's correct.
A lawyer with the law offices of Robert M. Mansour and a personal injury attorney, amongst other things.
That's right.
I want to, since the show's Out of the Rough, I want to talk to you about something that happens in life. It hasn't happened to me in a long time, but little fender benders or car accidents.
Right.
What do you do? How do you, where do you start? First thing, you get in a fender bender or you get in an accident, what do you do right away? What's the first step you do? Do you call the police?
Well, I think you should call the police if you suspect that you've been injured. And some people don't call the police because they figure they need to be bleeding all over the place. I say, look, if you suspect any injury at all, call the police, because there's several reasons. Number one, you document the event. The other party can't change their story later on because it's all written down. Number two, when you tell the police officer about your injuries, it's documented, so that the insurance company for the other party will say, oh, look, he did complain of injury at the scene of the accident. He was injured. It makes it more likely that you were injured. And finally, number three, some insurance companies and some people will actually deny that they were even there. They'll say, well, I wasn't involved in a car accident. My car was in my driveway the whole time. And if you don't have any witnesses and nobody else, it's kind of hard to prove sometimes that an accident actually happened.
So you have a third-party report in case the person is not honest about the accident.
That's right. And also the police officer's finding, if it's in your favor, can be very, very helpful when it comes to making a claim for injuries.
So let's, fender bender, middle of the road, when do you pull over to the side? Because don't you want to get pictures? Let's talk about two things. When you pull over, don't you want to get pictures with your phone?
Yeah, I must say, I think the best thing to do is to move over as soon as you can, unless there's a very strong dispute about liability, who did what to whom. Take a couple of pictures and then get your vehicle out of the way for the safety of others, if you can. If you're immobilized and you can't get out of your car, there's nothing you can do.
Obviously, and medical attention should be coming at that point.
Hopefully, yes. And of course, if you can call for 911 or the police, if you think you've been injured, you should ask for medical attention at the scene of the accident, absolutely.
And then you can use the phone to document what's going on.
That's the thing. A lot of people have cameras on their phones now, but as I was telling a friend of mine, a lot of people take pictures with their phones, but they don't know how to take the picture off of their phone. So you can email it to the lawyer or email it to yourself, but make sure you can take, and also with respect to pictures, take pictures from every conceivable angle. I have clients that come to me and they show me a picture of their car, like very, very close up. I'm like, that's great, but I don't understand.
You can't see the scene.
Exactly. So take FARs from the side, from every angle.
And it's good to seek medical attention, even if you don't know you're hurt, because you could be, but you don't realize it because of the shock.
I had a client with a torn rotator cuff, 6 weeks going on. He feels something's wrong with his shoulder. He waits 6 weeks before he goes to the doctor. The insurance company is now doubting that the rotator cuff injury is from the accident because he waited 6 weeks. They will use two things against you: gap in the commencement of treatment and gaps during treatment. So if you wait more than 10 days to seek medical treatment, that's going to blow up in your face. And a lot of people try to brave it. They say, oh, I'll be all right, I'll be all right. And then 10 days, 2 weeks go by and they find that, wait a minute, I'm not all right. Yeah. And then it just explodes in their face. And then they start treatment and then they skip therapy sessions and they don't go to the doctor and they miss their appointments, and those are also used against them by the insurance company. So yes, get treatment as soon as possible.
And get advice. And this is sound advice that you're giving, but make sure you get advice.
Yeah.
Just a couple last things. Recorded statements to the insurance company.
Never a good idea. In my 20 years of practice, I've never seen somebody giving an insurance company a statement to be in their favor. They'll call you, and they'll call you really usually within 24 hours, 48 hours. Hey, we want to take your recorded statement. Would that be okay with you? Because many of them know that you may not realize the extent of your injuries yet. They want to box you into a story, and they'll use things against you, like you'll say, well, I'm fine, how are you? They'll say, wait a minute, you said you were fine when we spoke to you on such and such a day.
Right. And
now you're saying that you're injured? I always tell clients there is no legal obligation to give a statement, and there's no pressing emergency to give a statement.
Let me clarify that. Your insurance versus their insurance.
Yeah, your insurance company, when you're dealing with them to help fix your car and everything like that, that's fine. Talk to them. But even then, be very careful about what you reveal about your injuries, because you may not know the extent of your injuries. And if the other party doesn't have insurance, you may need to turn to your own company for coverage. And if you've told them, I'm fine, I'm okay, I think I don't have any injuries, it's going to be very hard to claim that later on. So talk, but be very careful about what you say.
Should you discuss your case with an attorney?
I think that you can't get hurt by that because most lawyers will provide you with a free consultation. Go to somebody who's been doing this a long time. And if they tell you that you don't have a case or that they have concerns about your case, that's a good lawyer. Because a good lawyer should anticipate the problems in your case and not just tell you what you want to hear. And most of these free consultations, you have no obligation to continue with the lawyer. So what do you have to lose? Go spend 30 minutes and talk to somebody who's been down the river and can tell you what's going to happen.
Yeah, get professional advice because those you're going up against are professionals.
Oh yeah, they've been doing this for years. They're trained.
They're trained professionals. One last thing, and we're going to jump to a quick break, but
Yes,
who should fix your car?
I like to go to your own insurance company to fix your car. And here's why. They'll generally act much more quickly, especially if you have all the comprehensive coverage under your insurance policy. And also, even though you incur a deductible, they have an obligation to you. You're employing them. You pay the premiums. They have a loyalty to you. And they have to do it right.
Almost a fiduciary.
A fiduciary duty. Yeah. Whereas the insurance company, for the other party, they don't have any contract with you. Right. They can take their sweet time. They can say, well, we need to investigate. And by that time, you're sitting there without a car. Your car is still sitting on your driveway all busted up.
Yeah, and affects you. Those that want to reach you, reach out to you. How can they reach you?
They can reach me. I'm a local attorney here in Santa Clarita. They can reach me at valencialawyer.com. Or they can just call my office, which is 661-414-7100.
Perfect. Well, we're going to jump to a quick break, but do you mind sticking around? I want to talk about one more issue.
I would love that, Fred. Thank you.
We'll be right back.